Hello, guys. We have the next speaker, Gary from GamePro, with the topic on how a crowdfunding model revolutionizes the real money gaming service on the hyper game market. So, Gary, the stage is yours. Please begin.
Hi, I will share some really deep insights about the real money gaming service. I grouped them into three different topics, but let's start with a question. What do you think? Which company has a more strict gambling policy? Apple or Google? I was on my holiday a few years ago, and I was in an excellent hotel with a breathtaking view from the room to the ocean. And well, I have a recommendation for all of you. Never check your emails. I mean, never ever during your holiday. I did. I got an awful message from Google. They wrote that your application, Gamer Pro, has been removed from Play Store because it violated the policies. Okay, so yeah, surprisingly, Google has a more strict gambling policy than Apple does. That's why our service is not available on Play Store, but we can operate on the App Store in the top countries, US, UK, and India. After publishing, the next challenging part is the advertising. I was on a plane on my way back home from this holiday, so this is the same story. And when the plane just touched the ground, and I turned on my internet connection on my mobile. I usually do that. And I got a shocking email from Facebook. They banned all our ad accounts because we violated their policies. But forever. Second strike. If you assume that it was lost, you are wrong, because I just got home from this holiday, so this is still the same story, and PayPal suspended to provide the service for our company. And if you are wondering that why the hell we didn't check the policies, well, we did, but these giant companies can change their policies whenever and however they want to. There is no control over them. So that was the point when we took out and dusted off our competitor research, and we checked all our competitors one by one to see how they can still operate if they can. And we were in luck because at this time, Skillz went IPO. If a company goes to the stock exchange, it must make several documents public. So that was the best place for us to do the homework, to do the research, how they can still operate. And by the way, the stock price went up from $10 to roughly $44 in 7 months. It's an exquisite performance. I'm an economist, so I checked their public financial reports and found something really interesting. They made $100 million in loss in 2020. But hold on, they made in 21 $280 million in loss. And in just 15 months, the stock price went down and lost its 97% of its value in 15 months, which is an exquisite performance as well, but in a bad way. And look at this graph. We should have sorted skills on the stock exchange, but we didn't. Never mind. I dug into the financial reports a bit deeper to see what's going on. And what I found, you won't believe. They gave bonus cash for the users to use their service, and they counted it as revenue. It's weird, isn't it? But let me have an example. When if you go to a pub and sorry, something went wrong with my camera. Okay, it's better now. So if you go to a pub and entering into the pub, the owner gives you $10, but you need to spend all these $10 at the bar. Of course, you go straight ahead to the bar and drink all the $10, and you are happy regardless of the result because it was free for you. But on the other side, the bartender counts it as revenue. Of course, it's only revenue. It doesn't make any profit at all. And I had to update my presentation because Skillz has announced this a few weeks ago. They are eliminating all the non-profitable revenue programs. And with that, we have arrived at the most significant insight today. Nobody wants to lose money, of course, but somebody has to in the real money gaming market. And if it's not the users, then it will be the company, as we saw at Skillz. So let's talk about how our crowdfunding model solves this problem. But first, let's clarify some definitions to avoid any misunderstandings for users and players. Users means who do not spend yet, and players who spend already. After this slide, we will dive a bit deeper into the details, but let's know briefly the three primary building blocks of our crowdfunding model. Number one, all users must spend their own money to become a player. Of course, users can play with the game for free as many times as they want, but before joining to the tournament, they must spend. Number two, the number of winners is connected to the number of players in our model, because in the classic leaderboards, the number of winners, it's a predefined fixed number. We will see soon why it is so important. Number three, users can spend whenever they want to and as many times as they want to. It's increasing the prize pool during the tournament to make more impressive it for the users to spend. So let's how it looks like in practice. This is our hyper-casual game, where the users play for free to achieve high scores. And based on that high score, they get a rank on our leaderboard. And we animated the flow of the leaderboard to make it easier to understand. So the green zone represents the winners, the orange zone represents the losers. If users in the orange zone cannot win, they can play with the game for free as many times as they want. Because remember, nobody wants to lose money. And at this stage, spending does not even make any sense. So, once users get into the green zone, they can win. But for that, they need to spend their own money. And if users can win, they definitely will spend, because that's how we humans work. So we know how to get the users to spend. Now let's see how some of the players will lose. Because remember, somebody has to lose in the real money gaming service. I am disappearing now, but no worries, I will be back. So in the number 2 building blocks, the number of winners is connected to the number of players. And in 2 cases, we will check how the number of winners will change in our and the classic leaderboard, where the number of winners is a fixed predefined number. In the first case, when more players would join as planned. On the right-hand side, there is not enough winners. The green zone is too small. It means that a significant amount of users would not spend because they cannot win. And remember, nobody wants to lose. It's because of the fixed and predefined number for the winners. On the left-hand side, on our leaderboard, the green zone has increased because it's connected to the number of players. So let's check the opposite case, when fewer players will join as planned. On the right-hand side, this is the same story. There are too many winners. And in that case, nobody will lose. But as we learned, somebody has to. On the left-hand side, the green zone, the number of winners, has decreased because it's still connected to the number of players. So, as we see in our model, the number of winners, the green zone, and the number of losers, the orange zone, it's flexible, regardless of the number of players. And this is the best part. The players' rank can change during the tournament, and users won't get into the green zone and spend, they become player, but they could drop back to the orange zone. They are the ones who lose money. They are the somebodies who lose money. And as I mentioned before, somebody has to lose money in the real money gaming service. So this is the process how our crowdfunding model solves this problem. Okay, right now, let's check the limitations of our model in terms of prize pool. And I am back. And we will start with Dota 2 because this is the greatest success in terms of prize pool in the video games history. Its prize pool it's getting higher and higher in every single year. And last year, it was $40 million. No, it's not a joke. It was $40 million. So it was motivated for me as well. I gave a chance. I downloaded the game, installed it, and started to play. Well, I love strategy games, but Dota 2 was too complex for me. I didn't have enough time to learn how I should play with the game. So I felt all the time that I'm a noob. And of course, after a while, I gave up without any success. I copied this text from their website because, according to this, Dota 2 is the most complex video games which has been ever made. Maybe I should have started here before downloading the game, but never mind. At least I figured out that I'm more casual or hyper casual player than many others. But how many are the others? It's a vital question for us because our revenue depends on the prize pool. And there is one common item in the so many different crowdfunding models. This is the bigger the crowd, the bigger the prize pool. And we raise the question. So, where is the biggest crowd right now? And we started to do research again, because that's how it works. And we focused on the number of devices. And almost 4 billion people around the globe have smartphones. Okay, it's not the best start. Let's take a closer look at on mobile games. And we focused on the downloads because we were looking for the crowd. And the hyper games generated almost the 40% of all downloads on mobile. More than 6 billion. It's incredible. So this is the crowd that we looked for. And our concept is simple. A bigger prize pool means more users play. More users play means more players spend. And all this spend goes to the prize pool, increasing it. So it's a bigger prize pool. And again, as we learned, our model works regardless of the number of players, so there is no limitation for the prize pool. Since, as I mentioned, our revenue completely depends on the prize pool, it's good to know that it's unlimited. And if you are thinking how it could benefit you, I have good news. That's the point where we start to talk about it. But first, let's clarify how we generate revenue. We cut the prize pool with fixed percent. We call it commission. I guess you are wondering that, okay, but how much it is? I can only tell you after we sign an NDA. The next step in our business model, this is the marketing. And there will be profit anyway, because we work mainly with influencers to advertise the games. The influencers get a certain percentage of the revenue, so it means in that model we don't pay upfront for the marketing, but we keep all the stakeholders motivated. When I say all the stakeholders, I think of the game developers as well. Because your games with our model will generate profit that we split. And that's our main goal for having this speech at HGC conference. We are looking for hyper-casual game developers to be partners, to grow. The next part of my presentation, this is the Q&A, and I'm happy to answer all your questions, but please keep in mind that we have only 5 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much. The speech was really exciting and pretty unusual. The model is absolutely innovative.
Thank you.
And it sounds very interesting. If I had a game, I would sign an NDA with you to discuss more details, definitely. Okay, as a moderator, I want to ask you a couple of questions prior to the audience, using my position. Okay, you've mentioned marketing. You do marketing with influencers. Does it mean that developers who work with you, who integrate your service, your SDK, it's an SDK, right?
Yeah.
So the developers will also receive a kind of marketing support from your side.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we are building up an influencer marketing network, and we keep them, motivated as well by sharing kind of revenue with them. So yeah, that's right. We have marketing support for the game developers as well.
Cool. Okay. When it comes to the revenue share, revenue sharing, what if developers have also other sources of marketing? Let's say, what if they work with some kind of publisher? How can you understand the source of the traffic and how the revenue should be split?
Well, it's a good question. We need to highlight that in that case, a new version of the game will be published on App Store, and of course, we are working on to make it available for Android users as well, but not through Play Store, because it cannot be available on Play Store. So with that solution, there cannot be any mess with other publisher. So we think that this kind of monetization for game publisher, for game developers, it's a new type of monetization. So they don't need to choose Gamer Pro or a classic or traditional game publisher. It's different.
Cool. So if I've got you right, the same version, the same build can be published on several platforms and promoted in several channels. You let's say let's abandon Android and talk about iOS. Is it possible, or if me as a developer, I do integrate your SDK, I need to release the game with you only?
No, not with us only. The only request on our side that you cannot work with another real money gaming service provider like Skillz or Ego Games, or there are many other. They are competitors for us. That's the only request on our side, because of course during the collaboration we are sharing money data and solution with the game developers. So that's the reason why this is our only request in terms of game publishing.
Cool. Thank you so much. The question from the audience. Unlimited model is special, or we use all games this case, I believe. So is it suitable for any genre?
Pardon? Can you repeat this question, because I'm not sure that I understood properly?
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to guess here because the question is not complete, I believe. I'll try to interpret it my way as I understand it. Is your model suitable for any game genre, or is it for hyper casual only?
Well, it depends. We are focusing on hyper casual games, but of course we can work with other types of genre as well. What is really important in terms of games, that all the games must be skill based. So we cannot work with those kind of games where the outcome, the result of the game depends on luck. Purely luck. So that's games that we cannot work with. But with casual or hyper casual, where there is skills, it's good to go.
Cool. Thank you so much, Gary. It's a fantastic startup and fantastic technology. I believe you'll find a number of people chasing you in chat to discuss some more details and maybe sign an NDA and go further. Thank you so much for being with us. It's absolutely exciting.
Yeah, just one more thing, because we just created this last site. So if anybody try, it sounds interesting for anybody in the audience, you can drop me an email just using this QR code, and we will get in touch, and we can continue from there and have a fantastic conference here at HGC. And thanks for all your effort and for the opportunity as well.
Thank you so much. Have a great time.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.